Camp was meeting its mission day one. The first mission camp was Camp TLC, Teens Living with Cancer. I was so nervous, yet so excited. They arrived by bus, so I walked the whole way down the entry road. On my way to the bus, past one of our ponds, and a little three-legged turtle walked out of the pond. And I just thought, you are here in the right place. Some of them didn't have hair. Some of them, you could see the ports in their chest for their chemo. Yet I knew we'd all been trained well. I knew that we were ready for them. It was the most amazing experience that opening day.
Having campers come here and feel like they belong, like they're accepted for who they are, and they get to recreate in this great coastal environment. That has always been who we are. That's the core of who we are, and it's why we've been able to grow over the course of 20 years.
And in the same breath, how do we grow it in a way that feels like us, that feels like camp, that we can hold tight to all the things we value, bringing more campers in and sharing it with more people because we think everyone deserves camp. We need to figure out how to do it, but do it in a Camp Aranzazu way.
How to adapt, how to make things accessible for people who things might not be accessible for. I've learned to advocate for those things outside of camp and hearing their stories, making deep connections with them and understanding where they're coming from and how we can meet their needs and getting to know maybe their elements, what their favorite foods are, what their favorite bands are, and you can make a connection with even nice shoes or a great t-shirt or I love your hair, you know. It's definitely, it's very unique and it's great.
Even though we all have different stories of how we got here, we all have a lot of things in common, and I like the sort of the commonality of it.
I like camp because it's a place for people to come together, make friendships, and make lifelong memories.
I myself have carried tons of friendships out of my camp experience from being a youth, and I still call many of those people best friends to this day.
Being in a coastal environment, camp is a little salty and it's a little bit harsh and it is tough, and the facilities have to be tough to weather the environment. And I think that is really reflected in our campers. They are resilient, they are tough.
Think about 20 years of camp and the progression of how camp started back in gravel roads, portable activities like archery, and then how camp has grown and progressed over the years with adding a place for archery to be, adding the plaza in there in the middle of camp, the high ropes course, new dining hall, the bridge, the bayfront, sailing, fishing, all of the activities that we are now today. That progression in 20 years is just remarkable.
So my favorite activity at Camp Aranzazu is definitely sailing. I really like being near the water. I like being in the water, and sailing just a relaxed time just to really soak it in with the breeze, with the scenery, just fishing on the dock, on the pier. It really comes in full circle of what's happening within the location.
There is no magic like the magic of coming together and being able to sit and make friendship bracelets together, to sit and ask questions about prosthetic devices back and forth to each other, to sitting at a campfire and just making s'mores together. However light or serious the conversation gets, it's here in a camp space when you're all together that you're making those connections and those lifelong friendships.
You are living with your cabin mates, you are going to meals together, you're rotating time in the shower, you are adventuring and recreating and trying and failing next to someone. They're gonna see you triumphing over fears. And then they're also gonna be there for you when your fear gets the best of you and you need a minute and you need space and you need support. And it's so beautiful to get to do that. It's so beautiful to get to do that for 5 days.
The Camp Aranzazu staff are really sweet and caring, and they're very funny, and one of them made it her absolute mission to help me figure out how to do archery by finding me string. so that I could tie it onto the bow and shoot with my teeth, which was really sweet of them.
Camp Aranzazu is awesome experts in the entire camp experience. What pieces of the puzzle do we need to organize and bring together in order to share and have a great camp experience? And we, on the other hand, we're experts in our lived experience. So when the two of us come together, it creates this really awesome, magical way for us to build a camp experience that's perfect for the next generation coming up and coming through camp.
I think one of the things that Camp Aranzazu does so well is work with our partners, because we're open to learning from them. In fact, we encourage them to teach us new things, and we underwrite their costs by 2/3. And it's also the way that as other nonprofits are saying, hey, we want a camp program, but we don't have all the funds that we need, and we don't have all the know-how to run a recreation program, we can partner with that nonprofit, bring them in and say, we'll run the program, tell us about your campers.
It's one thing to see these kids when they're sick. It's another completely to see when they're having good days. And that gives us the opportunity to see those good days and to know that they can do that and remind them they can do that.
A lot of times it almost resonates in a homecoming. It is like this fuel for facing challenges. It is fuel for confidence outside of camp. It is fuel for getting yourself back to camp the next year to see those friends and those familiar faces.
The biggest thing about camp that's never changed has been the safe space that it's cultivated for campers. Although the structures have changed, a lot of that stays true in regards to camp being a safe space for people.
When you reach your 20th anniversary, one of the things that happens is you start thinking about the next 20 years. We've served over 30,000 campers, and that's exciting. How many will we serve in the next 20 years? More important than the number of campers that we serve is the way that we serve them, though. And so we need to be thinking about how are we going to grow our facilities to serve our campers better.
We can't wait to grow alongside Camp Aranzazu, to continue to partner with them, to pull in campers from all 50 states, to really just work together and learn together and grow together into the future, so we hit anniversary after anniversary together in this partnership.
Thank you, Camp Aranzazu, for making this place our home.
For the amazing food. My favorite meal that I have ever had was that pasta. That was so good.
For being a super safe and amazing place for everybody.
Aranzazu is thankful for our food. Aranzazu is thankful for our friends. We share with hearts that care. May the good times never end. Thank you.